Yo yo yo, what is up guys? Welcome back to a brand new video. This is F1 Esports qualifying event around USA. As you can see, we're P1. In a second I will show you guys the run. I've already done one before this, which was F1 Esports qualifier around Monza. Now I don't really have to qualify anymore as I'm with Alfa Romeo. But obviously, for a lot of other guys, this is the way to get into the pro draft and have a chance to get picked by an F1 team and be the third driver, or eventually second or first driver, and make an impression on the teams basically. So yeah, I decided to have a go and see what I can do against the upcoming talent guys. So yeah, this is USA. You have to drive Lando Norris in the Mclaren. I think you start around P8. I mean, obviously you don't really have to start, as you start straight away in lap 51 out of 56, so you only have to drive like 5 or 6 laps. So you have to basically overtake Sainz, and then after that Ricciardo. That's the only way you can get points enough to through the event, and obviously you don't want to invalidate as well, so your points get taken away. So anyway, let's jump into it. Straight away you can see I turn off the overtake button, which is crucial because you have to get past Ricciardo on a certain place on track, and to do that you also have to overtake Sainz at the right place at the right moment. So to do that straight away on the attack, as soon as you start the event, straight away have to use overtake. And also you get absolute shit ton of fuel on board for those 6 laps. So you can basically just push all the way, as tire wear is not really a thing in the 6 laps. You're on pretty much new medium, so you can just push all the way in those 6 laps. And that's quite hard, because obviously with track limits and setup wise, you basically just have to push all the way. As you can see, first lap 33.9. Basically, to catch Sainz at the right time, at the right moment, you have to go faster than a 34.0 in this first lap. I mean, you only do the last sector basically, but the time has to be faster than 34.0 if you want to make it to the top spot. So as you can see, flat out through this section. In this McLaren, you kind of have to go quite low downforce, to be honest. Simply because it's quite obviously a bad car when you're used to driving the Mercedes in time trial or online, and that means it's very inefficient downforce wise. So that's why we have to go quite low downforce in this event. We're pretty much running like Monza downforce levels to try and get this lap time or race time as good as possible. As you can see, again, using a lot of ERS to try and get within the DRS of Sainz at the start-finish straight, basically. You can see on purple sector 1, obviously that's quite easy. Again, sector 2, as the previous lap is set by an AI. But as you can see, coming out of this exit, there's going to be a DRS detection zone. And you will see in a second why I had to push that hard. You can see it's super close on the DRS detection zone. As you can see, I keep it to the right to take a short line through here. It's 8.710, so we did at a bit of margin. That's why I didn't use the ERS on that exit. And now we have to pass him into turn 1, otherwise I can already throw away this run. 32.9 at the opening lap. And now I'm going to use the ERS as much as possible to send it down the inside here. And the AI is basically always going to turn in. So it doesn't matter if you send it from 50 meters back or from 5 meters back, or if you go side by side into the corner. They're always going to turn in, so you might as well take an advantage from it, as that's what I do. You see the rear just stepped out slightly there. See, I went 2/10 purple sector 1, so that's 2/10 faster than my previous lap in sector 1. And obviously I'm not going to improve anymore in sector 2, as I don't have the energy for it anymore. As you can see, ERS is at 22% going into this long back straight. And now the gap to Ricciardo is 4.7 seconds. Now also something I noticed is that whenever you get within 2 seconds, the AI starts using absolute shit ton of ERS. They use everything they have to try and keep you out of the DRS zone. And you can kind of use it a little bit in your advantage, but in the end you just want to get past as fast as possible, as the AI is just, compared to the top runners at least, super slow in the corners. So they're super fast in the straight, because whenever I'm slipstreaming and I have DRS and I'm using the overtake button, they will still not pull away in the straight, but it will be quite equal. So it just shows they have somehow better straight line speed. It's like they're running 1-1 wings, which is crazy. But as you can see now, I did went purple through sector 2 as well, not through sector 3, but it's a 32.627, which you also gain bonus points for whenever you set a very fast lap time. I can confirm this was my fastest lap, the 32.6, and now we just have to try and keep it as consistent as possible in those last 3-4 laps and make the pass on Ricciardo as smooth as possible. We don't want any major mistakes. Obviously there's always going to be tiny mistakes, and as you can see I went 2.6 then slower through the first sector, which obviously because I didn't have the DRS and I didn't use any overtake, or at least not as much compared to last lap. But you can see now 2.4 seconds behind Ricciardo. Basically next lap around I want to overtake him on this straight. I basically have to. The other opportunity is in a double left-hander in the last sector. I will show you which one in a second. But basically you want to pass him on this straight. If you don't, you're going to lose half a second. So you will end up on something like a 48.2 or 48.3. And the other opportunity is right here. And a double left, and you can send it on it. It's quite an easy pass, but it will only get you a 48.3 and not a 47.8 like I did. So yeah, you have to pass them on the long straight. You can see we just have no battery, but there's simply no other choice than to just absolutely send it in these opening laps, because you have to get past him on the long straight in order to get a super fast end time. As you can see, I went 33.1. which is quite good without having any ERS to really play with. But yeah, I didn't got DRS on the start-finish straight, which is not really a problem, as otherwise you would just get stuck behind him in this fast section anyway. So yeah, you see 1.1 seconds. By the time we get to the DRS detection zone, we will easily be within 7 or 6 tenths, as the AI is just simply slower in the corners. But as you can see, as I said before, I'm going to be within 6 tenths heading into the DRS detection zone. And we're going to close the gap even further right here. You can see that corner was taking so good. Within 4 tenths now. And I'm going to use all my ERS again. As you can see, I don't have a lot, so it's not ideal. But as I said before, they're so fast on the straight. You can see I have DRS and I'm barely gaining. But again, as I said before, you just have to send it on these AIs, because they're not real humans. There are no rules, so you just have to take your advantage in these qualifiers from the AI and just send it basically and try and get past as smooth as possible. I mean, that was not really smooth, but I had to do it because otherwise I just lose too much time. So you can see I went purple sector 2 with the help of DRS. I probably won't set a purple lap, I would say, simply because I had to send it and probably lost some time on the exit. But you can see I'll still do it 33.1 even with that overtake, so still quite good, being quite consistent. And the aim is basically for me right now to do a 33.0 in the next 2 laps. So yeah, what I do now is I'm not going to wait until the ERS charges back up. I'm just going to use it on every big straight possible, and you want to use it always on the exit straight away. So I'm not going to use it here. As I said before, you just have to use all your fuel possible, as you basically it's almost impossible to run out. So yeah, that's what I'm going to do. And as you can see here on the exit, I'm straight away going to use the overtake and basically use everything until it reaches 2%, 2 or 1%. Then I turn it off. And then by the time I reach the braking zone, it just hits 0%, as you can see right there. So that's a bit of trick I'm using right now, as it takes too long to recharge the battery. And also another reason I'm running the low downforce is to help and recharge the battery a little bit faster. So yeah, the low downforce works well with the Mclaren, as it's, as I said before, really inefficient, which means if you add more wing on, you're not going to gain that much downforce, but you're going to gain a lot of drag. So I would say that's a little bit of the trick with the McLaren at the moment. As you can see, I do another 33.1, so it's decent. It's not ideal, but because we've been so consistent this whole race, obviously with 1 or 2 peak laps where we did a 32.6 or 32.7, but after that I didn't do any ERS, and I've been consistently doing a low 33.1. So yeah, as you can see on this last lap, I'm just going to give it everything. As you can see in the middle or in the fast section where I don't need the engine power, just in lean, and then it helps cool the engine, and then on this long straights I am be able to use Rich again, and because I cooled it before, it's not going to overheat, and I can use the fuel that I saved up earlier. Not really that you have to save up, because you have too much anyway, but you still have to cool the engine to get the maximum engine performance. And you can see again the same I did the lap before. Turn the overtake button off once it reaches 1 or 2%, and then save it up through this slow section. Don't want to use it through here, as this is a big exit, so here's where I'm going to use it and gain the most advantage from. As you can see, short line again through here. It asks a lot from the tires, but it's fine because it's the last lap anyway. Absolutely sending it through these fast left-handers, and then up to the line. As you can see, Leclerc in front, but it's fine, we're not going to catch him. So up to the line, and that's 47.8 if I remember correctly. So yeah, that was the fastest one. I was quite happy with it. I sweated it for around 2 hours to try and get the most out of it. Obviously I will sweat it for more. If I would sweat it for more days, then I will get maybe 1 or 1.5 seconds faster. But obviously with F1 Esports final around the corner, I don't want to focus on that. So yeah, points wise, 778.5 thousand, and that will put me P1 on the board with Sven Zerner in P2 and Josh Idaho in P3. Anyways, that's gonna be it for today, guys. Thanks everyone for watching. Make sure to like and subscribe if you want to see more. I'm gonna be uploading loads of F1 2020 content and more in the future. So thanks for watching, and see you guys next time.